What is up, everybody? Back again with another video on another episode on the How Strong series, and today I'll be doing somebody unique, very underrated, and pretty much unknown. And he's probably going to be making his live action debut soon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the Eternals movie coming out soon. A very powerhouse character, and I thought this would be a perfect time to give an overview on how strong he actually is. His name is Ikaris. I'm probably butchering his name because the way it's spelled weird, so don't judge me on that. It's spelled Ikaris. Evidently, some would say the same race as Thanos or whatever, but Thanos was just, deformed or something. The reason why he's just abnormally stronger than your average powerhouse for that reason. But yeah, Ikaris was a third-generation member of the Eternals, an evolutionary offshoot of humanity who possessed extraordinary long lifespans and superhuman powers. He was born over 20,000 years ago to two members of the Polar Eternals, the group of Eternals living in the Eternal City of Polaria in what is now Siberia. At the time of the great cataclysm that sank Atlantis and devastated Earth about 20,000 years ago, Ikaris guided an ark carrying human survivors and animals to safety. Based on rumors and things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Eternals movie will evidently be set after the events of Avengers Endgame, meaning that Ikaris was more than likely alive through all this time, but he was probably off-world doing something else on other missions or something, or in sleep mode or something. They're going to make up some decent excuse on why, of course, he wasn't there to stop the crazy universal ending event or things like that. I mean, it's a lot of things in the universe that can be going on. Not a lot of people didn't know what Thanos was doing. I mean, he's only one guy in the entire universe. I mean, he could have been out there with Zeus and them and stuff. Who knows? Let's get into how strong he is due to him being underrated and pretty much unknown. He does light work. This is the light feat I just like to throw in sometimes, like him just snapping chains. First off, let's start off with the fact that he has energy projection. Yeah, he seems like your standard powerhouse Superman knockoff powered character. Like, not saying he's a Superman knockoff, but he has the standard abilities for a powerhouse character, like laser vision, stuff like that. He's been shown on a consistent basis to be able to slug it out for the mightiest powerhouses in Marvel, like Silver Surfer, being able to shoot I-beams on Silver Surfer, to be able to cause Silver Surfer pain and discomfort. Another occasion of him blasting Silver Surfer, and of course, another occasion of him fighting on par with powerhouse beings like Silver Surfer. Oh, by the way, he can actually shoot energy blasts out of his hands too, so yeah, he's more than just I-beams. Yeah, he's pretty versatile as it seems already. Cosmic Pirate is actually impressed by him too. Can do cool stuff like melt underground caves. He can stagger beings that are wearing celestial armor, showing, yeah, he does concrete himself in the powerhouse level already, and I haven't even got into other stuff when it comes to power scaling. Like him being an underrated character, he doesn't have that many inanimate object busting feats, obviously, because he's not going to get as many showings as some of the most popular characters, but that does not mean he can't do this stuff. I mean, he's already similarly portrayed to be in the black hole level just from his scan of me showing you fight the Silver Surfer already. Not only that, he's able to fight on par with powerhouses like Ares. He's not necessarily a Silver Surfer level being, but he's like at least on the She-Hulk level. He might be above her, the standard She-Hulk level, the sensational She-Hulk era days. He was able to melt Ares' axe. It's even stated here that Ikaris is equal by few among Olympians. Oh, did I mention he actually can fly as well? He flies circle around this plane for the heck of it. While using his flight and skills, he uses his flight, to dodge attacks as well, and maneuverability being a powerhouse as well. He takes out some deviants. This is supposedly why Thanos is so overpowered. Like, he was an Eternal that has the deviant gene, which are these beings, but evidently these beings aren't as strong as Thanos, obviously, for obvious reasons, because of the scan. Like, he's literally been able to show the fight on par with all the powerhouses, like even Black Bolt himself, been able to blitz characters like Black Bolt himself. Black Bolt is a being that's concrete in the solar system, multi-solar system level, black hole level for sure, fighting characters like Hulk, Thor, and extensive bases, etc. He even has weird abilities that he doesn't use that often, which never really are explained, like him being able to just teleport planes. Evidently has telepathy. I mean, yeah, this could be an on-off ability. I mean, he was able to control Yellow Jacket. Evidently, he can make stuff invisible too. Like, what? Is this like a on-off? I mean, I don't see other showings of him doing stuff like this, man. This dude got some high potential, man. Can't wait to see what they do in the movies. Hopefully, he's going to get more comments, man, because I can already see his potential based on his writer intent and how he's already fighting powerhouses consistently. Having energy blasts, energy projection, and he even has matter manipulation, evidently, to the point where he was able to create this shield. Like, wow. He can make small pieces of this stuff fly, like, but how though? Another implication of his matter manipulation, being able to like just change his clothes or just morph into his outfit whenever he feels like it, right? Or strip some off without actually having to take it off manually. And quote unquote, and I quote, fly a plane with his evident thoughts, evidently. Yeah, he has a lot of strange abilities that are not really explained. I'm not gonna lie. They say it's a matter manipulation feed, or him just using telekinesis to guide the plane with the actual gears or whatever. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but another occasion of him slugging it out with powerhouses like Ares, slugging it out, showing that he does concrete himself in the powerhouse level, and dodging his attack, showing his combat speed and skill as well. Please note that all Olympians are really well trained, so they're by default good fighters. They wouldn't even be using weapons if there wasn't. Like I said before, this is more than likely going to be a shorter feat run because Ikaris isn't really a super popular character. He's not a super flashy feat type of person. But when it comes to his battle feats and lore consistently on a consistent basis, I don't see why or how he could be anything other than the powerhouse level, black hole level range already based on the writer intent and the battle feats he does have. Evidently, he was able to fight this fake version of Hulk. Some would say the cosmic Hulk, blow for blow battle. You're probably wondering why this is impressive. Well, it was stated that he's just as strong as the real Hulk. That could be taken with a grain of salt. But yeah, it's a powered up cosmic android. So cosmic, it has cosmic energy. So I don't see why he would be lying. I mean, I do think, he's in that range of power. I mean, but it wouldn't necessarily be equal to Hulk, but whatever. It could be like equal to like, moderately in range Hulk. Of course, you're not going to be equal to like a mindless Hulk or nothing like that, obviously. Just goes through spaceships at times when he wants to and just destroys deviant spaceships with his laser beams, raw strength, speed, flying through it, and etc. Deviants, the gene that Thanos evidently had, the reason why he came out deformed looking, and so evidently the reason why he's so freaking powerful for no reason at birth. An awkward moment where he's strong enough to use his raw energy projection, raw power to tear armor off of celestial armor. Yeah, this type of celestial armor right here, yeah. Just to refresh your memory, these are what Celestials are in Marvel. So yeah, just doing this is no joke. Celestials are universal beings at the very least. Ikaris was able to slug it out with characters like Apocalypse himself. Like Apocalypse, like one of the beings that's like considered definitely in the powerhouse level. Some could even consider him above the powerhouse level. And Ikaris is able to slug it out with characters like this and even stagger him with his hits. That's also not to forget he was able to give the Hulk a slugfest, Red Hulk-ish, a being that's beaten the Green Hulk and beaten a lot of people, like slugged out with Thor. So yeah, this does concrete him again. He's able to send characters like Blaster flying, a being that's been a threat to Thor before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with his eye beams, look at the energy projection and punching power. Or himself, the god of strength level being himself. While it is true that he has admitted that he is not exactly equal, the gap isn't big, so some could say 100. Thor's 100 and Ikaris is 90 or 92 or 95 or whatever you want to call it. We don't have exact numbers, but I'm assuming if he's saying the gap isn't big, I'm assuming he's not saying Thor's 100 and he's a 50, right? He can do cool stuff like tunnel through solid, rock, of course, yeah, like with ease. This is light work for somebody on his level of power. Another occasion of light work, pulling in space with y'all into space, light work for a powerhouse on his level. Mockery, the quote-unquote supposedly fastest being in Marvel history when at his peak, supposedly via scaling and things like that, even though he doesn't have the best feats when it comes to actual raw calculated feats. But he's able to decently keep up with Mockery in his evident prime days, supposedly. Mockery has a lot of power-ups and decreases and etc. So, yeah, for those wondering, yeah, this is actually supposedly the fastest being in Marvel, along with the Runner. There's a time where he fought a multiple group of Eternals, people in the same race as him, and he was able to blast them away. Yeah, he's that powerful. He's a above average level eternal being, but at the same time, he's not extraordinarily above average. You know what I'm saying? He still concretes himself in the black hole range of power with the other powerhouses. Bouncing all over the place, just more proof that he can hang with characters like Apocalypse. Yeah, that was actually cool what Apocalypse did. Made a circle to dodge and attack. Yeah, Apocalypse was actually pretty powerful. A lot of people don't know. Able to slug it out with characters like Apocalypse. Get back up from attacks from Apocalypse. Keep fighting more and blitzes even harder against Apocalypse, concreting himself even more. Not only has he gotten a slugfest with characters like Hyperion, of course, but he was able to fly through a faster than light starship without being harmed, really. More occasions of him slugging it out with powerhouse characters like Hyperion, and Hyperion is a being that can punch within a nanosecond. If you're not sure, here you go. Those that think I'm lying, yeah, Hyperion is another being that has fought characters on the powerhouse level like Gladiator, black hole level being, has been shown to be able to throw a punch as fast as a nanosecond to characters like Gladiators. So being able to fight on par with Hyperion is not only a raw power feat, speed feat, combat speed feat, and just a scaling feat in general to show where he ranges in power. Ikaris' eye beams was able to overpower Blaster's hand beams in a tug of war blast battle type thing. I know I showed this earlier. He can quote unquote scatter heat electrons. This guy, Blaster has some interesting feats, so you can't just, throw him aside just because Ikaris is able to overpower him like it's nothing. He's consistently shown to be able to do some decent stuff. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call him 100% Thor level being. He's been shown enough to give these powerhouses some trouble and, nuisances. Yeah, he's annoying to characters like Thorn to a degree. Well, guys, that is just about to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed my feat run of Ikaris. I know it wasn't that long because this character, he really doesn't have that many showings. He honestly needs to get more in the light. Hopefully, when he shows up in the MCU, that actually encourages the comics to put him more in the light and give some more showings. Even though we ain't seen him bust no planets or anything, like, of course, like most second stream characters that don't have that many showings, of course, but that doesn't necessarily equate to him not being able to bust a planet. Based on the consistent feats of him fighting multiple powerhouses like Apocalypse, hurting characters like Silver Surfer with his eye beam, slugging it out with characters like Silver Surfer, being able to get in the slugfest with characters like Hyperion and actually be a nuisance to them, being stated to be just a slightly little bit leveled than Thor and things like that, but he still feels like he's a challenge for him and things like that. Being able to overpower characters like Blaststore's energy beams, who has always been a nuisance to characters like Thor. He is scalable to the black hole range of power, and he should be considered in the black hole range of power based on right intent. Being able to fight a cosmic powered up android of Hulk, which is supposedly quote unquote stated to be equal to Hulk. Even if that's not completely true, he still ranges in that level of power regardless based on all his other feats, like fighting the real Silver Surfer, fighting the real Apocalypse. But Apocalypse is definitely super duper concrete into that ranges of power for sure. You already know how Hyperion is. He's like the poster boy, one of the poster boys for the powerhouses in Marvel. Even though he's underrated because people call him a Superman knockoff, but whatever. Slug it out and it hurt characters like Red Hulk, the actual real Red Hulk, for example. He is considered an extraordinarily strong Eternal, stronger than your average Eternals, showing you in that one feat I showed you earlier of him fighting multiple Eternals at the same time and blasting them off of him. He can shoot energy blasts out of his eyes, out of his hands, so he's pretty versatile with energy projection along with his actual punching power and raw blast power, punching power is type thing. Implied to be mastered and fast and light, doesn't actually have the feats to back it up, but based on scaling and being able to quote unquote keep up with someone with Mockery, who is quote unquote supposedly faster than everybody in Marvel, even though he doesn't have the best feats, but via right intent, he possibly is the best when it comes to speed and in Marvel, like with characters like Runner and Silver Surfer, or faster than them and blah, 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 blah. What do you guys think it is? Do you wish there was more feats for Ikaris for me to show? Is there feats that I missed that I didn't show? Is there a whole bunch of feats that I missed? Because I did try to dig deep for some feats for Ikaris and digging deep into his lore and how strong he is. He really doesn't have that many showings based on my concern, even though he's 20,000 years old. And he technically should have had a lot of different things he's done over the years and adventures he's done. I'm sure he has. But what do you guys think? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Did you guys enjoy this feat run? Are you guys ready for the Eternals movies in the MCU? Do you think they're going to portray them right in the MCU? I hope they don't race or gender bend him, hopefully in the MCU. I don't know what the status of that is at the moment of me making this video. But what do you guys think? Make sure you check out them playlists in the description below. I do a lot of videos like this, analyzing different characters. I also take requests and things like that. Don't get mad if I don't, do your request right away. I do a lot of projects at once. The videos you see are more than likely videos I've done months ago, and you're just now seeing them because I have them come out at a certain time. But I'm like, I have them do that so I won't overwhelm people with a whole bunch of videos at once and things like that, and keep myself, keep you hungry for more and things like that. That's a strategy. But make sure you check out the description below for affiliate links for stuff I use. I'm not even using the computer to film this or edit this. Shocking, right? A lot of people are confused by that. So check out that gear. It's going to be something useful like cameras, microphones, headphones that help enhance your gameplay experience for video gamers. You don't know how I stream without actually having a computer when it comes to video gaming. You know the device I use for recording my game footage. You might want to look in the description for that as well. When it comes to affiliate links, you might want to buy it. Who knows? And if you click that affiliate link, it helps me out anyway. So go ahead and give that a think. But I guess I'll see you guys next time. Put your comments down below. Share them playlists. Subscribe. Check out them playlists. I cannot stress that enough. And I'll see you guys next time. Let's go. Respect Ikaris, the Eternal that we will see soon in live action, in his live action debut.